Thank you for all joining us tonight. My name is Corey Marshall. I'm the Good Government Policy Director here at SPUR. It's my distinct pleasure to welcome such an amazing panel tonight, as well as the mayor of our fine city. This is the Innovation Mayor, Mayor Edley.
Thank you, everyone. Can everybody hear me? Well, welcome. Welcome to SPUR. I always enjoy being here because every time I come here, some part of my brain wakes up that hasn't been woken up before. But I'm here to welcome you. Earlier, I had a wonderful opportunity to exchange with our panel members about what they're doing and how they're doing it. And there's one great theme. I think these panel members are here as part of their own entrepreneurial spirit, their own companies, but they love the city as well. And they know the spirit of the city. It's one of innovation, one that invites peoples and the views, and then meshes them up with old tradition to see if we can make an even better San Francisco for more people. My fellow collaborator, Board President David Chu, is here tonight, Scott Wiener, and then we have two other supervisors who may be coming later, Supervisor Jane Kim and Mark Farrell, who might join us a little later. And we're all part of, I think, the initial group of policymakers at City Hall who want to hear out ideas and views of this new economy, this collaborative consumption economy, a shared economy, one that we're very interested in because it has aspects that have already piqued our interest about our environment, about how to use less and do more with, how to improve life for more people, how to make an expensive city more affordable to more people, how to utilize the strengths of a city as a great tourist city, but maybe not that affordable to too many people, and how we can get more folks to come and experience the wonder of the city. And then hopefully maybe they make their stake here. Well, these panel members have decided to make their stake here. They've risked reputation, maybe small amounts of money, because if they had a lot of money, they may not have had to start this. But they've also, I think, done it for the right reasons. They want to experience this city in a very different way, but one that I think is in the tradition of San Francisco, and it certainly is reflective of mine, welcoming more people here to share in this economy, and hopefully then, for the right reasons, we create more jobs, get more entrepreneurs involved in the success and the richness of this city. I've often said this city can be the city for the 100%. That is, everybody can have a chance to fulfill their dreams and make sure that they can have a stable economy for themselves or for their family. I think we're on the verge of discussing things that would invite other members of our city family, our department heads that work in the tax section or in planning or in land use, to be involved with a discussion, an ongoing discussion that would potentially invite and open up our economy and modernize it even further. I think we're at a task where, quite frankly, a year ago, for example, David Chu and I didn't know what the outcome might be, except that we were in fear that a company called Twitter might leave our city and that thousands of jobs would leave us behind. So we took a little risk and suggested that we might be able to revamp our tax code for the benefit of job creation. And little did we know a year later that that invitation has caused over 125 companies to locate themselves in our city, creating thousands of more jobs, creating an atmosphere and an environment that would be welcoming of the new economy, technology, and innovation, to reinforce what we've been saying, and I think it's real. We're not just saying we're the innovation capital. We are the innovation capital of the world with your help and with your involvement. And we would like to have the rest of the city catch up and be part of it as well. And we think we can have that conversation with at City Hall, but we'll need your help. We'll need you to also represent the new industries as these companies are here today, to keep that dialogue and that collaboration at a high level going with us. Because it's that ongoing dialogue, just like the one that we're leading already about a new tax structure for the city that doesn't punish the inventiveness that we want to have in the city. So I'd like to just open with that introduction. Welcome all of you here. I think you're going to see and hear an exciting introduction of all these new companies and the panel discussions that we have, but they're going to raise questions that we don't have the answers yet. But I do believe we have the spirit in this city to welcome solutions with your involvement. And we'll have the ability to do this online as well as in these forums, and that I'll be part of this ongoing discussion because I want to see all of you interact with the city and make sure that it is reflective of what you believe the city to be, an open society, one that is inviting for new ideas, and one that our policymakers, along with the mayor, can engage in with you on an ongoing basis. So thank you for being here, and thank you to SPUR again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I think we're also going to hear some words from Supervisor Scott Wiener. Oh.
Thank you. This turnout, I think, shows how significant this is to the future of the city. We were with a smaller group right before this, and one thing that I stressed and that I'll stress to you is that San Francisco is a city that we have a dichotomy going on where we are in many ways a cutting-edge city in terms of technology or food or transportation or all sorts of things where we are really ahead of the curve, and we attract a lot of people here like you who I think are forward thinking and want to try to do things in a different and more innovative way. We're also a really old school city, and change here is really challenging. And for those of us at City Hall, and David Chu and I talk about this a lot, when we're trying to do things differently, you can get a lot of reflexive pushback. Whether you're talking about putting car sharing on streets, or whether you're talking about changing zoning to be able to create new types of housing to make the city a little bit more affordable and inclusive, you have those kinds of difficult conversations. And so much of this is about really educating the city as a whole, from all generations, from all perspectives, that where we're going right now in San Francisco, in a lot of ways in terms of our transportation system, our housing policies, it's not always very sustainable. And that if we want it to be sustainable, if we want to remain a cutting edge and diverse city that draws all sorts of people here, we're going to have to change. And we're going to have to consider new ways of doing things that maybe a year or two ago we may not have been comfortable thinking about. And so there's a big education process that has to occur, and I know we're all going to work together to make sure that that happens and that we can move in the right direction. I look forward to that work. Thank you.
And rounding out our trifecta, which I think underscores the importance of everything that we're going to be talking about, is our very own Board of Supervisors President, David Chu.
Good evening. If you're like me, you didn't come here tonight to hear from elected officials, so I look forward to hearing from these innovators in a second. But I wanted to join my colleague, Scott Wiener, and the mayor in assuring all of you, our current generation of entrepreneurs, that we're looking forward to working with you hand in hand to figure out how we create San Francisco, not just as the capital of innovation, but the capital of the sharing economy. I say this as someone who, for 9 years before I joined the Board of Supervisors, I actually started what was a Web 1.0 company. And I know that part of what makes our city so special is that every single one of you has ideas that are not only going to change our city, but truly going to change the world. Just so you know, our mayor is responsible for managing the 50-plus executive branch departments that will be interfacing with many of the substantive policy areas that you impact. My colleague Scott and I, along with my 9 other colleagues, we're responsible for legislating and frankly figuring out how we as a city adapt to the new technologies that you have, which frankly are changing the way that, as Time Magazine recently said, changing the way we all live. So I want you to know, one thing we like to say at City Hall, and this has been always true about our city, is as goes San Francisco, oftentimes so goes the rest of the country, and as goes the rest of the country, so goes the world. And I really believe that we are starting something very special today that is going to do that for our entire planet. So thank you very much for being here. Looking forward to working with you.